Hey guys, my name is Unique and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, then you should know that the content provided on this channel covers financial literacy as well as Canadian immigration. If you feel as though this content may be for you, then please remember to comment, like, share, most importantly subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you will be the first to know whenever there is a new video uploaded. If you are already an existing subscriber, welcome back guys. So today's video is going to focus on the second pillar of the Canadian immigration system, which is the refugee and humanitarian class. So I'm specifically focusing on this class because I had two people reach out to me with questions in regards to refugee, which is why I'm bringing this video to you guys and doing the refugee class before the economic class. Okay, so I know plenty of people are probably like, oh my gosh, can she just make a video that can tell us, you know, the people living outside of Canada, how can we can actually get to Canada? Guys, please be patient with me. I promise you that video will be worth it for the economic class, where a lot of you will learn how you can gain permanent or temporary resident status within Canada. That class alone will probably have about 20 videos because, you know, there are so many different subclasses within that class of how a person can get status. But today I am going to be focusing on the refugee class, and this will be a two-part video, and this is part one. So stay tuned guys. Hey guys, so welcome back. So just before I get into everything, this is my disclaimer. I am not a immigration lawyer, nor am I a immigration consultant. However, I am completing my studies in order to fulfill the requirement to become a registered Canadian immigration consultant. So I want you guys to know that the information that I am bringing to you is information that I am currently learning in my program, and also information that is open and accessible to the public, and I will leave links in my description below of where you can find this information as well. So today we are talking about the refugee class. So I had one person come to me 2 weeks ago and they said, hey Unique, do you know if someone can claim for refugee status outside of Canada? At the time when I was asked this question, I wasn't sure what response to give the person, as I really didn't know. As far as I know is that you can claim refugee status within the country, but I wasn't sure if that could also be done outside of the country. So for the person who asked me that question, hi, I know you're watching, so you'll find your answer in this video. I also had a second person that wanted to know about the G5's, otherwise known as the Group of Fives, sponsorship for sponsoring someone outside of Canada, specifically a refugee. So if you're watching as well, this video is for you. Okay, so Canada's refugee system or program comes in two parts. So part one deals with people who reside in Canada or people who are at some, Canada's border or within Canada trying to claim for refugee status. So that's, part of the refugee system. The second part is for people outside of Canada wanting refugee status. So it actually is a thing. You can actually get refugee status while outside of Canada. However, there's a little bit of a trick to it, which I will go into. So this video will specifically be focusing on how a person can qualify for refugee status outside of Canada. Okay, so in order for a person to be able to apply and claim for refugee status outside of Canada, they must first qualify, and in order to qualify they would need a sponsor. So the government of Canada can actually sponsor a refugee outside of Canada, as well as private sponsors. Some private sponsors, you have the community sponsors, you have the sponsorship agreement holders, and you have the G5's, otherwise known as a group of five sponsor. One thing to note is that the sponsorship agreement holders, they have signed contracts with the government of Canada where they help sponsor refugees to come into the country. I believe they also get some form of financial help from the government in order to ensure that these refugees, once they get into Canada, that they are able to settle comfortably. Also, the community sponsors and the G5 sponsors, one thing to note is that these are groups of people or organization that are able to sponsor refugees from outside the country. You should know though that this is not something that is done often. It's something that's done periodically because there are certain requirements that need to be met in order for these two groups to be able to qualify to sponsor a refugee outside of the country. So today we are specifically going to be focusing on the group of five because the question that was posed to me was regarding this specific group. So this is what I'm going to be focusing on in this video. So for the group of fives, you should know that in order for you to qualify to be able to sponsor a refugee outside of Canada, you must first be a permanent resident or a Canadian citizen. You must be 18 years or older. You must be residing in the community that the person you're sponsoring, because they are also required to reside or settle in that community that you are as well. You also have to provide a settlement plan. Okay, so you're going to have to show the government, okay, how are you going to provide for this person once they get here? Because you are required to financially and emotionally provide for this person from the day they get into Canada, and you have to show proof of that. You have to show how you're going to pay for their accommodation. You have to show how you're going to pay for their travel expenses. You have to keep in consideration if the refugee you're sponsoring has a dependent child and that child is coming along with them, then you also have to be thinking about childcare costs. So these are the things that you have to show. How will you be able to provide for this person once they get here as a group? You are obligated to be financially and emotionally responsible for this person for a period of 1 year, or if the person or refugee that you've sponsored, they are able to become financially dependent on themselves, and that happens within less than the 1 year period, then that's great for you, the group of fives. Okay, so that means that you don't have to financially be responsible for this person anymore because they are able to financially take care of themselves. However, if for whatever reason they fall on hard times and they're no longer able to financially take care of themselves, you are still obligated to ensure that they have all the necessities that is needed in order to live a comfortable life for the time period specified. Okay? So when you are looking to sponsor a refugee outside of Canada, if you are looking to, say, sponsor a family or a friend, then that person will have to meet the requirements under PSR, otherwise known as the private sponsorship of refugees. So what that means is that person would have to qualify for who they determine a refugee to be, and the only two governing bodies that can determine whether or not a person is qualified as a refugee is the United Nations Refugee Agency, otherwise known as the UNHCR, or the foreign state in which the person resides. So for example, if the person resides in Nigeria, the Nigerian government is able to determine whether or not this person would qualify as a refugee, or like I said before, the United Nations Refugee Agency is also able to determine that as well. Okay, once that is determined, that person will normally get a document saying, yep, you qualify for or as a refugee person. And for the G5's, group of fives, people looking to sponsor this person, you will need to submit that proof of refugee status within the application for sponsorship of this person. I will do a screen share, and on that screen share, I will walk you guys through how to get to the application package. There are lots of important tabs within the screen share that I really recommend that you guys go and take a look at, especially if you're trying to prepare this form or package on your own. I would recommend that if you want to have a successful package, make sure you are going through the information. I cannot go through all the information with you guys in this video, else it would be probably like a 2 hour long video, and I'm not trying to bore everyone to death. Okay, so I'm just trying to give you the information that is relevant to get you started, where you need to go, how to maneuver the website, and so on and so forth. So like I said, read the different tabs, read all the information. I'm just bringing you to the information and showing you how to maneuver some of these forms that are required. Okay, guys. Is there anything else that you guys need to know? One thing to also note is that there are certain programs in place within different provinces to helping refugees being sponsored to settle into the community that they are residing. Okay? Hey guys, so I am just going to show you how to get to the application for sponsorship of a refugee, specifically dealing with the group of fives. Okay, so if you've been following along with all my immigration videos, then you should already know. Just quickly plug in Immigration and Citizenship Canada into Google, and it'll bring you to the appropriate link. If you're unfamiliar, then just follow along. Okay, so we are on the Immigration and Citizenship website. We are going to scroll down to refugees and asylum. I'm going to scroll down and we are going to select sponsor a refugee. If you are doing this process on your own, I highly recommend that you go through everything on sponsoring a refugee so you are fully equipped and have all the resources at your disposal in order to have a successful application. Okay, so as you can see, as per my video, I mentioned that there are 3 different groups of people that can sponsor refugees. As you can see them here: sponsorship agreement holders, group of 5, and community sponsors. However, we're specifically focusing on groups of 5 because someone has um, requested this information. So this is why I'm specifically focusing on the groups of 5 sponsorship. Okay, so like I said before, please read all this information if you are thinking of doing this application on your own. Okay, so we are going to scroll down. And we are going to select groups of 5. It says the process depends on the type of sponsorship group you are. So we are going to select group of 5 because that's the sponsorship group. Okay. When you get to this section here, I highly recommend that you read all these steps about the process, who can apply, how to apply after you apply. I've already made reference to things within these tabs on my video. I haven't gone into full, depth. However, that's for you to do if this is something that is relevant to you. I'm just showing you how you get to the application package and some questions you may have while completing the application package. What is up to you to ensure that all of you who make up the group of 5 are qualified to sponsor a refugee. Okay, so as you can see here, all this information, all the relevant information that is needed. So I'm just going to quickly go to how to apply to get me to the application package. Okay. Okay, then we are going to scroll down, application package. Okay, and we're going to scroll down here and select group of 5 and hit submit. And I should, also make you guys aware that the application guide is very, very, very informative. It helps you in preparing and submitting your application. Again, if you are the person that is looking to complete this package on your own, or if you are the group of persons that are looking to complete this package on your own, use all the necessary information that you're giving to you in order to come up with a successful application package. Okay, so as you can see here, these are all the forms that make up the application package in order for a group of 5 to sponsor a refugee. So I'm quickly just going to select the sponsorship undertaken and settlement plan. So let's click that. Okay, so in the event that the form doesn't pop up as it should, you're just going to hit the download button, and I'm going to show you guys what to do. I'm going to save this form to my desktop. Okay, so as you can see here, this is what the form looks like. You are going to complete your family name, given name, date of birth, unique client identification number, otherwise known as a UCI number. If you're not sure what a UCI number is, if you are a permanent resident, if you look at your permanent resident card, you will see this number at the front of the card. For citizens, if you have a citizenship card or citizenship document, it should also have that UCI number on that documentation as well. So that's where you can find that information, and everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. Because the group of 5 consists of 5 or more people, you will see that there are 5 options for information to be completed. If you have more than if you have more than 5 group members, then all you're going to do is select the plus button to keep adding more group members depending on how many members make up your group. Okay, if not, I'm just going to hit the subtract sign and just remove that extra group member there. As you can see, the refugee applicant, you're just going to fill out the principal applicant's name. That's the person that you're sponsoring or the persons that you are sponsoring. Everything else is self-explanatory in the information that they're asking you to complete. So remember, the group members are the people coming together as a group to sponsor a refugee. The refugee will be considered as the principal applicant, just so you know what names go where when you're looking at these forms. Okay, and I'm going to continue scrolling. If for the video, I went over what some of the requirements are that the group of 5 members have to, do or to prepare in order to sponsor a refugee. And here is pretty much where they're asking you, okay, so what kind of arrangements have you made for like housing for this person? And you need to provide that information in the box. Same thing for below. You're just going to fill out the information accordingly. I pretty much think the questions are self-explanatory. What I will say is, if you ever feel like you're having issues completing any of these forms, you can easily call Immigration and Citizenship Canada, and that is something that they can help you with. If there's a term that you may be unfamiliar with and you don't have someone or know someone right off the bat that you can call Citizenship and Immigration Canada or Immigration and Citizenship Canada, and I will try to remember to leave that number for you guys in the description below. Okay, so as you can see, it's pretty self-explanatory. You just go through all the different sections and fill out all the information accordingly. Okay, guys, so I think that is it. Remember, you're dealing with Immigration and Citizenship Canada, so again, I will tell you, do not try anything shady. So if you guys have any questions for me, please remember to leave it in the comment section below, and of course I will try to ensure that I leave links to where you guys can go to find this information as well. If you like this video, guys, please remember to comment, like, share, most importantly subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know whenever there is a new video uploaded. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.